Hey guys, welcome to Together We Can Cook. Tonight I'm going to be making macaroni salad that I'm going to be serving with my New Year's Eve hero tonight. So let's get started putting the dressing together and the vegetables while the water boils for the pasta. I'm going to start out by putting 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and then I'm going to move on to the ground black pepper. I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit, and moving on to the salt. This is just a little bit. We don't like a lot of salt in most of our recipes, but any of the seasonings, you can leave it out, put more, put less, whatever you guys want to do. And next up, I'm going to use this little spoon here. This is like a spicy deli kind of mustard. It looks like it's about a tablespoonful. So let's get that in. And I always put a little bit of sugar to balance off vinegar. So I'm going to start out with a little bit. Again, it's probably like a tablespoon. And we're going to have to taste this and just adjust it according to, I guess, our taste and what we're looking for today. All of this can be totally adjusted to however you guys like it. So right here, I have almost a cup of mayonnaise. I don't know exactly how much I'm going to need because it depends again on the pasta. I have pasta over here. I'll show you guys. It is like little itty bitty shells. So it depends, I guess, on the type, because elbow macaroni, I feel like always blows up like really gigantic, and other types don't. So I probably have about a half a cup of mayo in here. I'm going to put the rest aside just so that I have it for later. And I'm going to put this bowl aside. And I'm going to start out, let's get our celery going. So what I'm going to do with the celery is I'm going to slice right down the middle, and then I'm going to go the other way. So it's really like in threes, and this is going to give us a nice little dice. And we're going to add that right on into the bowl. I'm going to switch my camera maybe to overhead mode so that you guys can get a little bit of a better peek at what I'm doing. Okay, we have a nice rolling boil here on the water. So we're going to dump in 1 pound of these itty bitty little pasta shells. I'm going to give it a little bit of a stir. And then I'm going to put the lid back on for a few minutes. And let's let those cook. While that cooks, I'm going to go back to chopping vegetables. All right, celery going in. Moving on to onions. So we're going to go flat side down. And we're going to take off this outer piece here. We don't need that. There's a little piece here I don't like. I'm going to get rid of that. And we're going to make tiny little slits in the onion like we usually do. Little tiny slits. And then we're going to chop the other way, and that's how we're going to get a nice mince. Just like this. See how small it becomes? So let's get some of this. I don't want it too oniony, so I think I might stop. So this looks good. Let's get this on the thing. And let's put the scoop into the bowl. And we're going to add this right on into our mixture. And we could move on to a green bell pepper. Here's my pepper. Probably not going to need the whole thing. We're going to start off by taking these little bits on the bottom. And we're going to do a dice. And we're going to add this right on in. And again, you could sub whatever vegetables you like. I think I might actually put some olives in here. I know that's probably a strange one. You could even put pickles in macaroni salad. All right, I'm going to keep chopping. And after we get this in, We're going to give the dressing a little mix. And in maybe about 1 minute, I'm going to go over to the pot where the pasta is and give it a stir so it doesn't all stick together. I don't think that pasta is going to take too long to cook because it was a nice rolling boil when we added it in, and the pasta is tiny. So I'm going to put this in right into the bowl, and I'm going to take a little bit more. Let's start here. Take this top off. I'm going to take these sections. We don't really want the seeds. Let's get rid of those. All right, anything I don't want, I'm just going to shush to the side over there. So I'm going to go in strips and then a nice dice. And this probably ought to do it. I could save the rest of that pepper for another recipe. Since we're making hero sandwiches tonight, we could actually slice it up like a topping if anybody wants any pepper on their sandwich. Okay, so this ought to do it. I'm going to scoop up the last of it, put it in the bowl, and I'm going to go check on my pasta. Okay, the pasta's almost done. While it's boiling, I'm just going to give this a little mix to get the flavors going. Smells really good. It smells nice and tangy because we have that spicy deli mustard here. We have the onions, the peppers, apple cider vinegar, a little bit of sugar to make it sweet, salt and pepper, give it some seasoning. This looks absolutely perfect. So the flavors are going to go together. And in a couple minutes, I'm going to grab the pasta, drain it. I am going to cool it. When we made the potato salad yesterday, I put it in hot. But for the macaroni salad, I'm going to run some cold water over it to cool it off before I add it in. Okay, the pasta's all done. I drained it and I ran some cold water over it to cool it down. Let's dump it into our dressing. Give it a mix. Pretty sure we're going to need more mayo here. I usually never get it exact on the first time, and that's okay. This is just like a starting off point. And we're going to taste and adjust. And then we can stick this in the fridge while we work on the rest of our meal. So I'm going to start out by correcting this by putting the rest of this mayo. So now we're up to like almost a cupful. I'm sure it's going to need more than this. Let's get this going. I'm going to go get a fork and I'm going to taste it. And then we're going to go from there to see what we want to do with this. Okay, I gave it a taste. It's okay. It's kind of plain. If you have people in your family that like things plain, this would be great for them. This is green olives. I'm going to add that in because we love green olives. You definitely don't have to if you don't like that. This is mustard powder. I'm going to put a little bit in. I'm going to put a little paprika, but I'm not going to put tons because it's going to turn everything pink. I'll put a little. We got cayenne pepper here for a little kick. I'm only going to put a little. Let's put some more ground black pepper. And let's put some seasoned salt. This will make it a little salty, and it also has some different types of seasonings in it. I'm going to mix it, and I'm going to try again until we get it just how we want it. And any of these things could be left out or put more or less. Let's give it a good mix. Get everything going here. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit in my bowl, and I'm going to go get a fork and I'm going to try it. Okay, it was awesome. I'm going to give it a little bit of mayo because this is going to be in the fridge for a little while. And the pasta is probably going to suck all of our mayo out. And I don't want it to get dry. So I'm just going to add a little more. And I'm going to find a fancier bowl to put this in. And I'm going to put it aside for tonight for the hero sandwich. And I think I might go and start chopping up some tomatoes and onions and things to put on the sandwich. And the last thing I'll do is make the sandwich so that we can eat and hang out for New Year's. All right, let me go find a nicer bowl. Okay, I found a really cool bowl. So we're going to switch it in here so it looks a little fancier to serve for tonight. I'm just going to dump everything in. Looks like it's going to fit. And I'm going to put some tin foil or saran wrap on it and put it away for later on while I work on the rest of my dinner. Okay, here's how it's looking. Okay guys, that wraps this up. Macaroni salad is all done and I'm going to put it away for later. I hope you guys have a good New Year's Eve and New Year's Day and upcoming year. Let me know if you guys have any traditions of food that you serve for New Year's each year. If you stayed this long, I really appreciate it. Happy cooking!